Hello, this is Damien Rowe. So, my idea for this outfit was like, originally I wanted to dress inspired by Akane. So I was like, okay, like she has a white dress shirt and a red tie and a brown vest, which I don't have, so I used a pink vest instead. But the only ginger wigs I have are short ginger wigs. The longest ginger wig I own is for Chica from Love Live, and that is a bob wig. And I just put it on my head, looked into the mirror, and was like, I actually cannot go on camera looking like this. I look terrible. Like this is worse than just looking bad. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to wear my comfort wig, the wig I wear whenever I just feel down and I'm just like, I want to look very pretty. So yeah, this is like the peak cross-dressing wig. This wig is older than like some people on YouTube. This wig is over 10 years old. This was my first ever wig I bought, and it was from like AliExpress for 15 euros, and it was a non-specific wig. It was just like bought from a random store, which I was like, like I want a pretty wig. I want to try looking pretty. So I got this wig, and yeah, it's still one of the best wigs I own. It is such an amazing wig. I love it so much. I take a lot of care for it because, like, yes, this is my first wig, and I used to literally like hold this on a pedestal like a wig. Like my first wig. So I used to take so much care. Like I was braiding the hair for it to remain curly, like wavy. I kept brushing, like I was brushing the wig for hours for me to not damage it. So I was like delicately centimeter by centimeter. Stop it. So yeah, this wig is my first ever wig, and it is so old, but it still looks good. Like I'm taking good care of it, and I honestly, like, I have so many wigs. I have over 60 wigs for reasons. I used to be a cosplayer, okay, and it started my habit of buying stuff like, oh, I might need this 5th grey wig in a row someday. I like collecting wigs. I mean, I like collecting pretty things in general, like I have a lot of makeup and stuff. But yeah, I think the most I have in terms of like accessories is wigs. I have a lot of wigs. Because yeah, I think I look very pretty. So yeah, let's continue with me looking like a Gore Screaming Show OC. This is what I would look like if I wasn't Gore Screaming Show and I was a girl. Okay, let's just load the game. Kyoji waits for Akane after school today too. It's fun to watch her sprint during the track team practice. Her running form reminds him of a wild animal in motion. That's a way to start this. Oh god. Yeah, okay. Thanks for waiting. It's all good. You should join a club too, Kyoji. Yeah, maybe. That doesn't sound like such a bad idea. Oh no, what kind of club is he gonna join? Up until now, he hadn't felt like he belonged at the school, so he never considered joining a club. But over the past few days, he has finally started feeling like he's figuring things out. Still, I don't know what kind of club I'd even want to join. Is this gonna be an option? Didn't you do anything at your old school? Nope. If we had a music club, maybe I'd have joined that, but there isn't one in Sakaki Academy either, right? No, there isn't. But Kyoji, what would you do in a light music club? What do you mean? I'd play music? What else? Huh? Wow, you're not gonna do vocals, are you? Because I remember you being really tone deaf. Well, excuse me for being tone deaf, but I know that already. I won't be singing, I'll be playing the guitar. Akane stares at him with round eyes. Wait, what? You can play the guitar? Has he never told her? Oh, goodness gracious. You got a problem with playing What's wrong, Akane? As they walk side by side, Kyoji realizes Akane stopped a few steps behind him. He calls out to her. I think I just saw Yuka-chan go that way. Akane points at the crossroads where the trail leads up to Nishimori Shrine. It's hidden by the treetops. Well, I mean, if she went to the way the Nishimori Shrine is, that means she's just going home, right? Because she lives there, like, behind the shrine, so she's just going home. It's not strange. Yeah, I guess she's on her way home from a walk, yeah. No. No. Why don't we call her over? As soon as she says that, Akane sprints ahead. Hey, Akane. Kyoji hurriedly chases after her. No, stop. Huh? I can't find her. Yuka-chan's pretty quick on her feet. Forget about her. Put yourself in my shoes. I'm the one having to chase after you. He ends up sprinting all the way up to the shrine. He wipes the sweat off his face as it drips down his jaw. Why do you want to... Oh my god, are you that, like, easily influenced that the girl just said, like, oh, poor little girl, I cannot go outside. And you're just, like, chasing after her? What, Kyoji, are you out of shape? That's not fair, you're on the track team. I don't have as much horsepower as you do, that's kind of true. Ah, there she is, Yuka-chan! Akane waves. Indeed, some distance ahead in the trees, Kyoji can see Yuka. Akane, I just told you, stop running ahead. Akane briskly jogs up to the shrine steps. She's going to the shrine? She was scared, like she was shaking, even going near it a few days ago. And now she's just going inside? Damn it, listen to me. Left with no choice, Kyoji continues pursuing her. Stops in front of the Hokora, catching his breath. Okay, they went past the shrine. Right? His heart is pounding. With every ragged breath he takes, the air he sucks in seems to chafe against his throat. Where the hell did Akane go? He saw her enter the shrine grounds, but then he lost sight of her on the steps up to the Hokora. Up ahead are the old well and Yuka's mansion. Akane probably went towards the latter. Once his breathing slows down, he starts to head that way, but then Akane suddenly reappears, rushing back to him with her face pale. Kyoji, we have trouble! What's wrong? Akane is as white as a sheet. She looks to Kyoji, ready to cling to him. She went inside the well? Yuka-chan, in the well! Kyoji feels all the color drain from his face as well. She fell in? Okay, so back a few episodes ago when they were opening the well, I had a suspicion that, like, in the old fairy tales, they were like, oh, they put all the dead bodies in, that it was feeding the whatever the fuck that creature is, and that it's in there still. So with this logic, Yuka just goes down the well to meet the creature, right? Did I figure it out, or am I completely wrong? No, she went down the well. Huh? Akane drags him all the way to the old well by his arm. Upon approaching it, Kyoji sees the metallic clasps on the edge of the well. An ancient rope ladder dangles into the depth. It extends down into what could only be described as gaping, impenetrable darkness. She went down the ladder? I'm pretty sure she heard you. She just wants you to come search for her. Oh, I don't want to go there. Yeah, I tried calling out to her, but I guess she didn't hear me. Akane's expression clouds over with concern. Inside the well is darkness blacker than night. They can't see the bottom. Why would you go in there? I mean, she could just do it literally anywhere in the forest. Nobody comes here. Hey, you don't think she's killing herself, do you? No way, she won't go through the trouble of climbing down the ladder. She'd just jump. Exactly. Like, why would she climb down if she wanted to kill herself? It's a well. Just jump. Akane goes pale. He's saying sensible stuff. Kyoji, don't say terrible stuff like that. It's bad luck. What bad luck? What the fuck do you mean? Like... You're the one who brought up suicide. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but Kyoji, what do we do? Should we get her mother? Yeah. She went down the well, right? I mean, the old lady looks like she had a bad leg. We just end up burying her. Why are you investigating this? Like, just let her do the thing? I don't get people who just have to butt into other people's stuff. Like, you see somebody doing something and you just have to like do it yourself, have to be in charge of the situation. Just let the other person do their thing. It's not your business. Akane nods and, without a moment's hesitation, says, I'm going down there. Coming down, like, into the well. That's right. It'd be terrible if Yuka-chan got hurt down there. Kyoji, you go find help. Okay, but what if you got hurt? Look how flimsy the rope ladder is. What if it snaps? That's why I'm going down. I'm later. What is your plan? Go down the well and try and find the child? What do you do then? Just tell her like, oh, just go up. Like, the child will probably go up anyways. You are not helping anybody. You're just making the situation worse. Oh my god, Kyoji. Piece of shit. I don't know about that. You don't look that light to me. Yeah, you're a piece of shit. Like every chance he gets, he just has to be an asshole. What did you just say? Wait, no. We don't have time for this. Anyway, I'm counting on you. Akane, stop it. Are you... Oh my... Honestly, I hope she dies. Just go ahead, girl. First death CG. Jesus Christ. You are genuinely like a death flag as a human person. Akane dumps her bag on the ground and swiftly climbs onto the edge of the well. Oh, hold up. Kyoji holds Akane back by her collar. What are you doing? I could have fallen in. Having almost lost her balance, Akane clings to the edge of the well. Kyoji points at himself. I'll go down there. Kyoji, come on, weren't you listening to me? I was. Then why? Kyoji sighs and posts his finger at Akane. Listen, Akane, let's assume she's hurt down there. If you're going down there, what exactly do you plan on doing, huh? Do you think you can climb out of there, on this ladder, while carrying her on your back? Akane seems to falter. What are you planning to do? Tell her to hang on and do her best until I bring someone to help? Don't tell me that was your master plan. You don't have to be so mean about it. How about neither of you go down there? Jesus fucking Christ. Akane is very stupid. So is Kyoji. goodness. So yeah, I'll be going down there. You go call for help. It could happen to either of you two. How about just not going down there? No, you can't. What if the ladder breaks before you get to the bottom? That's what I said earlier. Oh my goodness. No way. If you're going down there, so am I. What's the point if we both go down there? What's the point if either of you go down there? Oh my god! Literally, just shut up. By the point that you stop bickering, the child will just go up the fucking rope and just stare at you like, what are you doing? Then I'll go down alone. No, I already told you. Two glare at each other for a moment, but eventually Kyoji loses the staring contest between them, hanging his head. Oh my goodness. So not only will one of you maybe die, the two of you might die, and now no one can call for help if you both go down there. Jesus. Genuinely the stupidest duo ever. Fine, we'll go down there together. Oh, that soundtrack. Well, soundtrack, OST. That does not sound good. It sounds like they will find dead bodies. Kyoji will be the first to go down the ladder in order to check its strength. If he manages to get down without issue, Akane would follow him. Akane looks displeased with the arrangement, but Kyoji somehow manages to convince her to go along with it. You alright, Kyoji? Yeah. I do like that they actually animated that. He replies briskly before beginning his descent. It's his first time climbing a rope ladder. Oh, that's even better! The slightest movement makes the ladder shake. The rungs are so thin it feels like they might snap at any moment. But despite that, he somehow manages to get to the bottom safely. A rope is actually pretty, like, strong. Akane, I'm not sure about this ladder. You should stay up there. Listen, you're screaming at each other. Yuka 100% must have heard you all. Before Kyoji can finish, Akane starts descending down the ladder herself. As Kyoji stares up at her, dumbfounded, Akane notices his gaze and claps his skirt tightly to her body with one hand. Hey, Kyoji, don't look up. Girl, you've had a past together. I think he's seen more than just like up your skirt. Sorry, I won't look up, so just keep both hands on the ladder. Kyoji hurriedly averts his eyes. Huh. Seems just like a well. Before long, Akane safely makes it to the bottom. Jeez. Akane frowns and looks at Kyoji with upturned eyes. Said I'm sorry. Then why were you even telling him not to look up? Like, if you have gym shorts, nobody cares. It's fine, I have gym shorts on anyways. Akane bashfully averts her gaze. Then I could have looked after all, yeah. Girl, how will you survive in like a storm? Or when the wind blows? Are you gonna scream? Like I have worn skirts and I mostly just wear my boxers underneath because they are as long as shorts. And whenever the like wind blows and the sky goes up, people just like look like, oh, what will they see? And it's literally just like my boxer shorts with like ducky prints. And they just look at me like, come on. Like, Even if I have gym shorts on, that's not okay. You can't look up girls' skirts. After that declaration, Akane cast a sweeping look down. Well, that's good, isn't it? So this is the bottom of the well, but there's no water here. They went to the trouble of covering it up, so I figured it must have gone dry. The bottom of the well is more spacious than they thought. The shaft of the well is about 1.5 meters across. The cylinder opens up into a space that's a good 7 square meters at the bottom. Gotchu can't tell exactly how deep underground they are, but it's probably about 4 or 5 meters. The brickwork shaft doesn't reach all the way down. It ends just above Kyoji's head. The walls of the area around them are made from what feels like exposed clay-like soil. The cross-section of the well shaft in this space below forms the shape of a flask with a narrow neck and a wide bottom. Not only is it dusk, the well is also under the cover of the trees, which further blots out the sun. Because of that, the light that manages to creep in from the well's opening is quite dim and unreliable. You have your phones on you, right? Shine a light with the phone. Even though the ground beneath them feels flat and level, they can't afford to be careless while moving around in the dark like this. Don't you have your phones with you? Seemingly anxious, Akane clings to Kyoji. She squints ahead, trying to see in the scant light. Hey, Yuka-chan isn't here, is she? I wonder where she went. No sign of her here. Man, I'm lucky Shinta gave me this thing. Are you shining with... Oh my goodness. You literally have a phone. He presses on the monster's stomach, making its head and eyes light up. It's hardly a proper flashlight, but it shines surprisingly brightly in the darkness. Okay, if we don't find it soon, we give up and call for help, okay? Of course. Kyoji uses the light to illuminate their surroundings. The faint beam indeed reveals clay walls, then suddenly stops. A door? There, set in the wall, is a heavy-looking metallic door. Its rusted surface is studded with rivets along its edge. The door hangs slightly ajar. It seems it was just opened recently. Why is there something like this down here? No clue. I wouldn't know. Do you think Yuka-chan's in there? Where else would she be? I don't see where else she could have gone, yeah. Yuka-chan, are you in there? Are you there? Akane calls out through the slight gap in the door. Her voice echoes against the walls. No answer. What do we do? Go deeper in? Kyoji looks between the ladder and Akane, who's gripping his arm. What if I told you to stay behind? I'd say no, you doofus. Figures. Anyway, we might as well take a look. Can't deny that this situation excites him. Some part of him is afraid, of course. But his adventurous spirit is stronger than that. Okay, let's be honest. I would explore the well without a small child being in it. If the child went in there, I would just be like, okay, like, I am not going in because if the child is dead, I don't want to be in that situation where, like, I have to call the police and medics and everything, and yeah, I don't want to be in that situation. I'm gonna be real. Like, no. If the child is dead, not going in. But if there wasn't a child inside of the well, I would go in. Like this, okay? And seeing a door inside of a well, of course I'm opening it. That means there's gonna be something really fucked up. He used to go on adventures like this with Akane all the time when they were little. Pulling Akane by the hand, Kyoji opens the door. The creaking sound echoes surprisingly loudly in the underground space. Behind the door is a narrow corridor. He has to hunch over in order to keep his head from hitting the ceiling. The air is full of scents of water, salt, and the unique sour odor of stagnant air. That means there is water in there. That is... Dad, you should not go further. Without any rhyme or reason, he remembers a story he once heard about how Gravel was once tied in an Egyptian tomb because the tomb was full of gas. Huh? I mean, yeah, you might... you could die inside of this, like, underground shaft because of gas. It's not that probable. There might be some other stuff that could kill you. Watch your step, Akane. Yeah. They grip each other's hands so hard it almost hurts. The air is thick with moisture. Just walking through it makes their clothes feel heavy and wet. That is a bad idea. Go back, because that means if there's water, that's a bad sign. What's wrong? A centipede. Girl, you're going to see so many centipedes instead of a well. Fiji points his light at the ground beneath them, just in time to see a large black centipede scurrying away from the light. Looking at the wall, he sees different species of centipede, this one with a white body, creeping away on the wiggling of its countless limbs. Don't touch the walls. Yeah, like, when you go deep down, where the area isn't like a firm structure, you will experience so many centipedes. He doesn't remember her being particularly scared of bugs as a kid, but running into a writhing centipede in a place like this seems to have left us shaken, with her voice quivering. What did you expect to be down here? Of course it's full of centipedes and spiders. Christ. As for himself, his head nearly brushes against the ceiling. That fear that a bug could slither down his back any moment is driving him insane. I mean, yeah, it would be icky. But he can't afford to lose his nerve when Akane is flying right behind him. It's at times like these that being a guy has its cons. He grumbles that to himself. However, Akane's soft hand squeezes his. He frowns. As much as he hates to admit it, being depended on like this kind of makes bearing this situation worth it. Thankfully, the way ahead isn't long. Before walking some 50 meters ahead, the corridor takes a turn. Around the bend is another metallic door, just like the first one they went through after going down the well. It, too, is hanging slightly open. Kyoji exchanges glances with Akane before gently pushing the door open. Just like the door near the entrance, it creaks as it grinds against the soil. Yuka-chan? The two of them fearfully peer inside. Welcome. Indeed, Yuka is there. Ooh. Oh no. That looks very bad. If the stone. If the walls are covered in colors, that is very bad. That means there's a lot of stuff mixed there, and some of it might be bad for your health. Relative to the passage they just went down, which was only narrow enough for a single person to squeeze through, this room is surprisingly spacious. Objectively speaking, though, it's approximately 13 square meters. Faint, wavering light shines from the old-fashioned lamps set in the walls. So it's lamps! In the flickering light, the walls seem to shine with strange colors. The room is almost a perfect square. At its center is a rectangular stone table. It seems to rise from the floor itself, though. Looking at it more closely, it seems less like a table and more like a box of some sort. Illuminated by the flickering light, right in the middle of the room, leaning against the stone box, is Yuka. The dancing shadow cast by the light washes over her. Yuka regards them with the same mysterious smile she wore when they first met her. Oh, thank goodness we found you. Pichu can feel Akane's relief from his hands in his own. We were so worried about you. Why did you come here? Where are we anyways? Akane asks one question after another, but Yuka doesn't seem inclined to answer her. Her gaze is fixed entirely on Kyoji. Hey, Akane was so worried about you, she came all the way down here to look for you. You could say something. Kyoji can't help but take offense to her attitude. Just the other day, she was so sweet with everyone. That makes the contrast between then and now even more stark. Yuka is fixated on Kyoji, an unwavering smile clinging to her lips. Yuka-chan. Akane looks confused. Kyoji pats her on the back. Akane, enough. Let's just go. She's a weirdo. But she came down here on her own, then she can find a way out alone too. I'll do what she wants. Now you're thinking that? I tried so hard the other day, you know. Kyoji not gonna freeze in their tracks. Yuka's eyes are still fixed on Kyoji. Huh? Because Oni-chan. No, Kyoji, you haven't been listening to me. And you don't remember what happened all those years ago. Years ago? Yuka evades his question with a smile. Maybe she didn't hear it to begin with. When I told Momone, she had the never, I think they meant nerve, to tell me to be kinder. Not just to Kyoji, but to everyone. 信じられない。Demo, I can't believe her cheekiness. She says that, the way she's rotting, so give her a good beating. Still, I figured I could try doing as she said. So beat the woman. What are you talking about? But now I'm bored of it. He'd forgotten. When he first met Yuka, and then in front of the well, then when he saw her in the streets, there was always a strange aura around her, like a heat haze. Something odd always seemed to envelop her. Yuka's large eyes glinted sharply. Oh, so she's genuinely just not even giving a fuck that Akane is there. I had to put up with smiling for those filthy nobodies. Do you have any idea how sick that made me feel, Kyoji? Even my house felt like it was going to run from the inside with them around. They all sat there with stupid smiles on their faces. Yuka-chan? Akane's voice stiffens. She probably can't believe what she's hearing. Yuka laughs scornfully. Even now, the stench is so bad I can barely take it. This woman, she reeks. I'm surprised you can hang out with this disgusting creature. You little... Yuka-chan. Akane screams echo through the underground chamber. Yuka pays her no mind. In fact, she only cocks her head and spits more barb from her lovely lips. So come on, let's leave this creature behind already. This is the perfect place to lock up cowardly swine. It fits this woman just perfectly. That's why I lured you here. Yuka pinches the hem of her skirt and gives a lovely curtsy, as if she were attending an old-fashioned ball. Akane swallows nervously and grabs Kyoji's sleeve almost painfully hard. As much as he hates to admit it, Kyoji realizes that he's shaking too. There's something wrong with this girl. He comes to that realization once again. Yuka has the look of an adorable doll, but the person inside doesn't reflect it. It's not just that her personality is rotten, there's something warped and terrifying lurking within her. Something Kyoji and Akane could never fathom dwells inside this girl. Let's go, Akane. This girl is seriously weird. Akane nods wordlessly. The two of them turn around at once. Any concern they might have had for Yuka is long gone. They hurriedly make their way back towards the door. Are they going to see him? Everything in front of them goes black. Secret skill, exit blocker. The man standing before them is so tall that he entirely blots out the light. Huh. There's just so much going on with this character. He kind of reminds me of like, oh god, what were they called? Those like mummy cases that open up and inside there's spikes. And like, when you put a person inside, you can close them and they are pissed with the spikes. That thing. The coffin thing. It kind of reminds me of them, right? Huh. Like, he also looks like a bull because of the nose rings. But also, this is kind of fleshy like meat. But then there's this almost cat-like hat. And a clown appearance. So strange. His body, covered in a long black coat, stands well over 2 meters tall. Strange enough, but to make things even weirder, he wears what looks like a clown's mask over his face. No, is this figure even human to begin with? Reminds Kyoji of the monster figurines in his room, as if he came straight out of one of those flashy action shows Kyoji's a fan of. His attire almost looks like some cheap costume. Who are you? In response to Kyoji's strained cry, the man takes a big step forward, grabs Kyoji's hands forcibly, vigorously pumping it up and down. Delighted to acquaint you, a pleasure to make your meeting. Hi hey, hi hey hey. You asked for my name, didn't you? Asked for it, you did. Then I should answer you. Answer I shall, answer I will. The man grandly puffs up his chest. When he releases his breath, his voice seems to shake the entire stone chamber. My name is Gore, my name is Gore, and your name is Gore, and my name is Gore. Gore, 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 Gore! Gore Screaming Show! Oh, that's his ear! Where his ear merges with... What the fuck is going on? Kyoji pulls his arm free and shields Akane behind his back. What the hell are you? The way his voice quivers makes Kyoji feel pathetic. I thought Yuka was strange, scary even, incomprehensible. This figure is on a whole different level. It's even stranger, even more wrong than Yuka is. Something, perhaps a deeply rooted instinct within his mind, is screaming out in alarm. You're creepy. What are you, some kind of Halloween reject? Who are you supposed to be? Not a good idea to be insulting a person who looks like that. Yuka laughs out brightly. That's no good, Gore. You have to be more polite when you greet them. Like this. Yuka bends at the waist in a mockery of a bow. Gore cocks his head slightly before nodding. Like this? This? He follows Yuka's example, placing a hand on his chest and bending at the waist in a surprisingly elegant bow. That's right, good boy. Yuka claps happily. Gore once again places a hand on his chest and bows. This time turning to look at Kyoji, who only glares up at him. So he's like a toy to Yuka. But he's probably an adult man. Out of the way. No, I should entertain our guests. Yes, I should. I said get out of the way. Can't you hear me? How shall I entertain them? What should we do? Please, just let us go. Akane cries out pitifully. Kyoji pulls Akane by the arm. The two of them try to slip past Gore, but he simply darts into their path. They try to push past again and again, but each time they take a step, Gore's body swerves left or right to block them. It looks like he's having fun, as if they're playing some twisted game of tag. Huh? Entertainment, entertainment. Akane is very important to Yuka after all, because she'll make Yuka happy. No, I got it wrong. Did I? Akane is to Yuka, Yuka is to Akane, Akane Yuka, Yuka, Akane, Yuka. As Gore speaks, he violently shakes his head. I scared the guinea pigs. That's right, I got it. Yes, I do. Yuka is going to make Akane happy. Isn't that right? Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. He said get out of our way. Kishi's head is spinning, almost like he's suffocating. Get out. Please. Get away. Please, just get out of the way. Now that is decided, let the show begin. It's like Gore can't hear what Kyoji and Akane are saying. Huh. He waves his hands over each other as if he's performing a magic trick. In the blink of an eye, 2 sock puppets appear on his head. They look familiar. Huh? Is that me? Akane's voice is shivering. The puppet has cute eyes made from buttons and chest and a hair that's turned into a ponytail. It really does look like Akane. Buttons? That does not look like buttons, bestie. The puppet on his other hand looks like Yuka. What is he trying to do? Is Koji and Akane look on speechlessly as Gore starts talking in a high-pitched falsetto. I'm Akane. I'm Yuka. The puppet of Akane is on Gore's left hand starts wiggling around in sync with the movement of his hand. Poor Yuka-chan. She's sickly and I'm healthy. Her mommy's weird, her daddy's gone. I've got a good family. I'm so happy. She can't go to school, but school is so fun. She has no friends. I'm the most popular girl in class. I'm so happy. Akane starts shivering, but Gore continues without pause. I know what I'll do. I'll be her friend. I'll do it for poor Yuka-chan. Stop it. Ah, I'm so kind. How can I be so kind? Now Kyoji's going to be all over me. I said stop it. Kyoji tries to grab Gore's hand in an attempt to get rid of those dolls. But Gore's hands easily dodge away from Kyoji's. It's like trying to catch a frog. But just when Kyoji thinks he's managed to catch the end of his sleeve, it turns out he's missing him by mere centimeters. Strange feeling, like Gore's very existence is slipping between his fingers. As Gore continues, his voice becomes even more shrill. I understand. Yuka-chan is just a little rebellious, that's all. She's being difficult because she's such a poor thing. So being the nice, privileged girl that I am, I'll forgive her. Stop it. Because compared to poor, unfortunate little Yuka-chan, I'm so happy. I never thought that. Looking at Yuka-chan makes me feel so happy about myself. Yuka jumps up and down, cheering and clapping her hands. Kyoji can see tears rolling down Akane's cheeks in a dull reddish light. Akane, who would never allow herself to show tears to anyone, is crying. Haven't you had enough already? Kyoji blindly tries to grab Gore's hand, but Gore continues to dodge away with dance-like steps. It feels like Kyoji's chasing his own shadow. Huh, you don't like it? Talk about a tough audience. Complaining all the time. I guess that's just how it goes. Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. The audience gets mad when you betray their expectations. That's how it goes. So... we're gonna need something a little more hardcore. Entertainment's gotta be extreme. Once again, Gore waves his hands one over the other. Suddenly, the puppet shaped like YUKA changes into one shaped like Kyoji. Gore's body begins to writhe as he rubs the two dolls together. I'm supposed to voice act this? Woo! Oh, Kyoji's cock is touching me there. I've never felt anything like this before. I'm getting so excited. Akane whispers under her breath. Kyoji can feel himself turning pale. How does this man know about what happened back then? Wait, so they did fuck? Gore continues wiggling his body around in an exaggerated manner as he keeps on speaking. Stop, don't stop. I'm pinning down and can't run away. I'm pinned down and can't run away, so it's not my fault if this feels good. I'm not a bad girl, lucky me. But what if I... But oh no, what if I end up having a baby? Oh, woe is me. No, this feels good. Ah, what's this white stuff? It's so dirty. Stop it. That was such a stop it. God. I can't really put my whole heart into voice acting because my neighbors can hear me. They're probably questioning me so hard. Kyoji howls, but that's all he can do. His voice echoes through the underground chamber before finally fading away. A strange silence settles over them. No one says a word. All Kyoji can hear is Akane's subdued sobbing. Yuka breaks the silence, venomously spitting out her words. Quiet down already, you! You're such an annoying woman. If you didn't cry, Kyoji wouldn't shout at me. This is all your fault, you know? Does she really not think she's doing anything wrong? Do her? What do we do? Do we do her? Do we? Gore stretches towards Yuka like a jack-in-the-box. So he does eat people. Right, you must be getting hungry, Gore. Very hungry, positively hungry, negatively hungry. Yes, very, very hungry. What should we do? What the hell are you talking about? He hides Akane behind his back as she clings to him. Yuka puts a finger on her chin and cocks her head, staring at Akane and Kyoji in turn. Answer me! Really, what should we do? I said answer me! What are you, deaf? Let's have us a little taste. Akane lets out a shrill scream behind him, voice echoes piercing his eardrums. Akane! And Kyoji looks behind him, he sees something unbelievable. The hem of Gore's black cloak gets turned up slightly as a slimy organ like a tentacle of an octopus or squid creeps out of it. The organ sneaks under Akane's skirt, writhing beneath. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay. Okay. Did not expect that. I thought he would just eat like her arm or some shit. Akane! Kyoji lunges at Akane and tears the thing away from her. The sensation reminds him of touching an earthworm, slimy, makes every hair on his body stand on end. That would probably feel good, no? The thing extended from Gore retracts and turns inside his robe. Gore nods furiously, moving so fast that it seems like his neck should snap. Does he eat like the fear from them? The flavor hasn't quite settled in? Yes, indeed. I'll need to make her a bit tastier. Hearing him, Yuka nods with a complicated expression. Yeah, let's let her sit for a time being. She moves past Akane and Kyoji, who stands frozen in shock, and approaches Gore. Gore gently extends his hand out towards her, picking up Yuka in his arm. He looks briefly like Gore is leaping away into the air. Then their outline becomes hazy and they vanish into thin air. Huh? Kyoji and Akane remain silent for a long moment. They're left speechless. Even if they could find the words, their throats are too tightly clenched to utter a sound. They simply grip each other's hands, staring at an empty space Yuka and Gore occupied until just a moment ago. Akane shivers uncontrollably, which make Kyoji realize that he too is shaking. He reaches out to comfort her, but he can see that his fingers are trembling. What was that? Right? When he asks Akane that with an awkward smile, his voice comes out in a thin, reedy tone. It doesn't make sense, like something out of a movie. None of this makes any sense. What did they just see? Normally, Kyoji would assume this was all some trick. A trick he can't understand, sure, but there isn't any other explanation. Also, how did Gore get a taste of Akane if she was wearing like gym shorts? Can he go through material? But some part of his mind asks him if he truly thinks this was all just a trick. Part that Kyoji does his best to ignore. What was it, if not a trick? Akane. Don't let them get to you, Akane. You mean like, just pretend you didn't get molested by a tentacle? What do you mean, Kyoji? Akane curls up, shivering. I'm sorry, I couldn't protect you. That finally makes Akane react. Kyoji. Back then, and now too, must have been awful. Should have stopped them sooner. Yeah, you just should have left her be. No, it's not your fault. I'm the one who went after her to take her. Akane hangs her head before continuing. And back then you had no choice. I'm the one who got you involved, so don't. She can't bring herself to say more. Feeling the implicit meaning behind the words, Kyoji swallows down what he was going to say. Anyways, let's get out of here. Two of them go back the way they came. They pass through the centipede-infested corridors and return to the bottom of the well. However, once they make it there, the two of them freeze up. The ladders. Gone. The remains of the evening sun filters in from above. Akane and Kyoji hurry to that dark crimson light. And that is why you shouldn't have gone in. Or at least only one of you should have gone. They hear Yuka laughing from above. The missing rope ladder must be her doing. You little... Lower that ladder! Nope, you're not getting out until she's a little tastier. What are you talking? Oh. But before Kyoji can finish a sentence, he hears a heavy rumbling sound. Yuka, no, probably Gore, begins dragging the lid back over the well. Can hear Yuka laughing from the other side. Yuka-chan, open up! Akane shouts in vain as the hole closes, little by little. Kyoji clings to the surrounding walls, looking for a way to climb up. The opening above shrinks from a semicircle down into a slender crescent. Soon enough, the thin orange rays of light fade away. As they do, Kyoji falls off the wall and lands on his rear. Kyoji, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Was he climbing up the wall? Sits up and slams his fist against the ground. Damn it, she trapped us down here. They spend a few minutes shouting upwards at the top of their lungs, hoping someone might hear them. Nobody goes here. They hope someone, Yuka's mother, or some other passerby will notice them. For all they care, it'd be fine if Yuka had a change of heart and opened the lid back up. All they want is to escape. But no one ever comes here to begin with. Yep. Eventually, Kyoji and Yuka... Yuka? Somebody misspelled that because it's not Yuka, it's Akane. Exhaust themselves, squatting down on the ground. Hey, unable to give up just yet, Kyoji raises his ragged voice one last time. Give it up, Kyoji. You'll just tire yourself out. But... No one passes by here, but we'll be fine. Someone will come looking for us soon enough. Akane sounds like she's trying to convince herself. I mean, probably Yukiko will be like, hey, where the fuck is Kyoji? And go looking for him. Oh, right, our phones. Do you have signal? Kyoji takes out the figurine Shinta gave him and turns on his lights again. Both of them take out their phones and hold them under the light. No bars. None here either. I guess that only makes sense. We're underground. Sighing, they close their phones and put them back in their pockets. Kyoji turns off his figurine's light as well. You're turning it off? If I leave it on, it'll just eat through its battery, right? I don't think this thing is made to last long. Right. Left with nothing more to say, the two of them fall silent. Kyoji feels like he's experiencing true silence for the very first time. They're deep underground, in the middle of the mountains. All they can hear is each other's breathing and the beats of their own hearts. It really makes him realize how noisy everyday life usually is. Even when he was lying in bed with the TV off, he'd always hear some kind of noise coming from somewhere. It's just an inherent truth of living around other people. Yeah, I fucking hate that noise. This place is different. If he didn't have Akane's warmth huddling against him, he might lose his mind. Hey, Kyoji. Yeah? What do we do now? That's the big question, huh? The bags should be lying around near the well. Assuming they were still there, there's a good chance that somebody would eventually see them. You could probably tug them, not gonna lie. Yeah, but he has a hard time believing Yuka, who he can only assume wishes him and Akane ill, would simply leave the bags there to be found. Yeah, can only pray Yuka failed to see the bags lying in the weeds. But if she did hide their bags, Shinta, Kika, and Aoi will also know about Yuka, and they also know that Akane was worried about her. If they go missing, it's not impossible they will come here to look for them. No, they definitely will. Kyoji clenches his fist hard in his lap. Akane? Couldn't feel Akane shivering slightly next to him. Are you cold? Yeah, a little. Her shrill off as she shivers again. Here's Akane scratching her head. Sam puts an easy smile on his face. She's always has this habit of scratching her head whenever she lies, ever since she was a kid. It's not that she's entirely lying about being cold, of course. Kyoji can't be sure how long it's been since the lid of the well was closed. With the sun setting late in the day, the air's cool now. With a sudden surge of energy, Kyoji gets to his feet. What is it? I just figured that even if someone's coming to find us here, just sitting around is depressing. Let's move around a bit. You will tire yourselves out. You have no food or anything. Don't exercise. That is the worst idea you could do. Jesus. You will tire yourselves out. You should not be moving around. Right, so what do we do? Whew. Let's try climbing up again. Why don't we have a look around that other room? Let's look. How about we search around down here one more time? Maybe there's another passageway. It's just an idea, but it doesn't seem like a bad one. Someone went through the trouble of digging a tunnel down here in the well. And installing those sturdy doors. Although Koji has no idea what it was used for, but the entire structure is so strange that he shouldn't be surprised if there was another passage or two they didn't know about. But what if we're not here when someone comes looking for us? Nobody will come looking for you in the span of an hour, believe me. They will come looking for you when it's like nighttime. I mean, this tunnel isn't that deep. If we raise our voice, it echoes pretty well. I guess you're right. Akane nods, albeit uneasily. Koji turns on his light again, illuminating the darkness with its faint glow. Give me your hand, Akane. Two of them squeeze through the cramped tunnel once again. Second time around, they already knew what to expect, but it feels nowhere near as long as it did earlier. Koji pushes the heavy door open. The lamps that were lit when Yuka and Gore were present have since gone out. It's dark. Yeah. Maybe Koji is imagining it, but it feels like the air is moving slightly. As Koji looks around, searching for a place the draft blows from, Akane seems to notice the same thing. Hey, do you feel a breeze? You feel it too? The hands squeeze harder. Alright, let's look around and see if we can find a way out. Yeah. When they were here earlier, they were so focused on Yuka and Gore that they didn't pay any attention to the chamber's interior. This time, Koji examines the room carefully in the dim light from his keychain. He opens his eyes wide as he sees faint writing scrawled all over the walls. The writing is so faded it's hard to see at all, as if it were done in pencil a long time ago. It's all crooked and messy, as if written by a child's hand. Eventually, though, he manages to decipher it. Hate, hate. Make them pay. Make them suffer. Suffer and die. Pay with their lives and then some. I'll kill them all. Stab them with a knife. What do you think this is, Akane? Message? Honestly, my mind has such a wild thought. I'll say it aloud, but it's 100% incorrect. When Gore was doing the story time play thing, he was talking about Akane being like, oh no, I'm gonna, you know, like, without a condom, I might get pregnant. He was saying that. Akane was like, no, no way. And then Yuka said something that made me also be like, wait a minute. And now, okay, the wild theory, but what if Yuka is Akane's child? Like, Akane actually got pregnant? And Yuka is her child? And she was like locked down here? And now she wants her daddy in not a normal way. Maybe that's why she's so obsessed with Koji, because he's the father. Very unhinged thought, because like that would mean that Yuka is like 4 or 5 years old, which doesn't make sense. But they did say she's like a 7-year-old. So that might actually make sense. But wouldn't Akane like... How would the child survive? Is it just like an evil spirit of Akane? What if Akane was pregnant but she decided for abortion and the fetus turned into like a bad spirit or something, and that's Yuka? Am I thinking too hard about this? I don't know. If this is a message, it must have been written by somebody who was trapped down here. And whoever wrote this must have been put through some terrible stuff. Kuji carefully sweeps his hand across the wall. That bit of writing they just read isn't the only one. It's everywhere. Holy shit. In fact, nearly every inch of the wall is covered in scribbles. This is too creepy. It seems like Yuka was trapped down here. He swallows nervously. All you can see is the faint rays of light. All you can see in the faint rays of light are curses and words of malediction. Kill, die, 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 die. Stupid idiots, hope they don't. I'll never forget this. Worthless, garbage, hag, die. The writings go on and on. The startling volume of scribbles forms a triangle on the wall. When he looks at the floor, he only sees more enraged ravings. I think this was a bad thing to find out. Feels like the words are converging around their feet. Kuji doesn't know how it was managed, but the scribbles somehow extend up onto the ceiling. Feels as though the words above might come crashing down upon them. Scribbles are those of a child, filled with raw, unprecious emotions. Standing in the heart of a crucible of curses. Kyoji. His voice comes out in a borderline scream. Yeah, let's get out of here already. The last spot the light hits is a hole in the wall. It's large enough for a person to fit through. He exchanges gazes with Akane. The two of them nod at each other. They don't want to stay here either, especially after reading all those curses. They can't bring themselves to just go back the way they came and wait to be rescued. Feels like all those scribbled words might somehow chase them down. Going into this hole is a gamble, but it feels like the best option they have. They could fit through the hole if Kyoji bends down a little. The tunnel beyond it is definitely man-made with its flat floor. I think we can go through here. Kyoji looks at Akane and gives her a nod. I'll go first. Okay. When he bends over to go through the hole and his hand brushes against its edge, he realizes that even these walls are covered in writing. I'm scared. Let me out. I'm sorry. Please let me out of here. Kyoji, is something wrong? Akane asks him dubiously, but he only shakes his head. It's nodding. Let's go. It's easy enough to move down this path at first. There's no writing here. He has no idea where it leads, since his light is too faint to reach far into the darkness. But the breeze of fresh smelling air makes it clear that this path eventually leads outside. The exposed earth is rough and lined with rocks. This passage feels more like a cave than anything else, but it's clear that someone intentionally carved this path. There are signs of human hands and tools at work here. The ground is level, and the walls are mostly vertical. The rock has been obviously chiseled. If they keep following this tunnel, they might make it outside. Kyoji clings to this hope. The only frightening thing is that here and there, parts of the tunnel ceiling have caved in. There are large rocks lying around that have seemingly fallen, as the shape matches holes in the rocks above. Watch your step, Akane. It's hard to tell how far they've traveled through the cavern already, but doesn't feel like it's been that long. They've maybe have been better off staying back in the room. That question resurfaces in his thoughts again and again as they continue walking. Kyoji's light starts to grow dim. Is the battery dying? Damn it, please, hang on. He swings the light around in a futile attempt to keep it alive, but soon enough it goes out. Turn on, please, turn on. He presses on the belly of the monster keychain over and over, but the light doesn't turn back on. Fine, let's keep going. Gucci squeezes Akane's hands and responds with a yes. That's so small and husky, he questions if she actually said anything, or he's just imagining things. After that, he desperately focuses on nothing else but walking forward. His feet feel his way through the darkness as he brushes his hands along the wall in an attempt to keep moving in the same direction. Every nerve in his body is dedicated towards that task. Akane breathes as little and as shallow as she can as they walk. She squeezes his hand so tightly that his fingers are gradually turning numb. I'm sorry, but if I was in this situation, I would be using both hands to be like, where the fuck am I? I would not be holding somebody's hands like, I don't care, bitch. You better follow or find your own way. She's beside herself with anxiety. Should he say something? But what? What if he speaks up only for someone other than Akane to answer him? Oh, okay, that is... Ooh, that would be so fucking creepy. Oh, a shiver just went down my spine at the thought of that. Oh, that is fucking creepy. No, I don't like that. That is the first thing that has made me be like, ooh, I really don't like that. Oh. Even that stupid thought is enough to make Kyoji shudder. He wants to speak to her, but he's scared. He can feel his heart pounding in his ears, and so... Hey, Kyoji. Akane's voice is definitely the same familiar voice he knows. Hearing it has Kyoji signing in relief. Hmm? About earlier. Earlier? After hesitating for a bit, Akane manages to mutter the rest of her thoughts. About what that Gore guy said. He might have actually been onto something. What are you saying? Akane continues in a monotone. I might have been looking down on Yuka-chan. Now you're finally getting interesting. Okay. Akane. If it's true that she did look down on Yuka and was like, oh, poor little girl, she's all alone and has a sick little mom, like, oh, poor her. That would have made her character a lot better. Like, she has, like, some depth to herself. But honestly, I feel like she's so stupid that this is not her actually admitting to her being a shitty person. But it's just her being like, oh, Gore said this. It must be true. I probably am bad. Like, it's probably just her being influenced, which makes a character so fucking bland. I didn't realize it until he put it like that, but I'm really arrogant, aren't I? I kept pitying her. Talking like I had to take care of her. Yuka-chan realized it from the start, and that's why she... Is that really what you think about yourself, Akane? Akane falls silent for a short moment before replying in a low voice. Yeah, she's just influenced. She's such a bland character. Such a bland character. No, I didn't mean it like that, at least. But the more I think about it, the less sure I am. Idiot. The Kazuya Akane isn't smart enough to burn brain power on stuff like that. He's just fucking stupid. Ugh. Kyuji squeezes Akane's hand. Plus, even if that guy was right, it's not like you were doing all of that out of the feeling of superiority, right? No one acts purely on a single emotion. Not me, not you, not anyone. Besties, I wouldn't be saying that because you've all just been acting on one emotion and half a brain cell this whole game. I wouldn't be saying that. Akane falls quiet for a bit again. But when she next speaks up, her voice is calmer, with almost its usual strength. Nope, he isn't. You're more amazing than I gave you credit for. Took you this long to realize that? How dumb are you? As they walk a few more meters, the tunnel takes a turn. The thinnest rays of light creep inside. Kyuji and Akane immediately look at each other. This could be the way out. Yeah, let's go. But rushing forward turns out to be a bad idea. The way... The fucking... It just went like whoop! So fucking funny. The ground suddenly drops out beneath him, making Kyoji slip and spectacularly tumble over. Did he tumble over a dead body? Effectively lets go of Akane's hand, but it's too late. He loses his balance and falls down, landing hard on his back. A moment later, he feels another hard impact, this time from above. Akane slipped and fallen on top of him. Kyoji, I'm sorry. Are you alright? I'm fine. Ow. Kyoji sits up, rubbing his back. What is this place? I don't know. His palm touched level, compacted soil. Someone has walked this path before. It's a bit different from the ground they've been on so far. As his eyes adjust to what little light there is, he begins to make out the surroundings. The drop isn't that big, maybe a meter at most. That's why they weren't seriously hurt. Oh, so it was a drop! The space is about 4 meters wide and not too deep. The far end, maybe a good 10 meters ahead, lies in darkness. Light is shining in from that direction, and because of that, the far side is bathed in shadows, so it's hard to make out anything. It's a room, no, a passageway? I don't... Okay, what's wrong? But only after saying that does Kyoji realize the position they ended up in. This is not the time. This is not the time. Akane is sitting on Kyoji's lap, effectively straddling him. His skirt is flipped up, letting him feel her soft flesh against his thigh. Akane is cradling her right leg, pushing her center of gravity off. Weight sinks into Kyoji, pressing her palm against him. He can feel every detail of her body, even through his uniform trousers. What am I thinking about? At a time like this? But he can feel his body surging as blood converges in his crotch. Oh, God. This is not the time, bestie. This is not the time. No, settle down. Akane leaps off of his legs with a screech. Sorry, I fell on top of you. I'm too heavy, aren't I? Maybe he's imagining it, but there was an awkward pause for a moment there. As if nothing happened, Kyoji asked Akane. No, how's your leg though? But when Kyoji reaches towards her, Akane wordlessly retreats away. Fear disfigures her features. Kyoji pulls his arm back. I'm sorry. Does she still have like trauma when Kyoji gets excited? Akane hangs her head. I'm fine, really. Okay. Silence. Fighting the awkward atmosphere, Kyoji stands up without offering Akane a hand. For now, let's head in this direction. There's probably a way out past here. Kyoji's presumed exit turns out to be blocked by yet another metallic door, not unlike a double-winged fire door. Sitting in front of the doors are what looks to be like sandbags, wooden crates, unidentifiable machine parts, maybe bits of metal. Scraps of cloths and sheets of paper litter the ground. Are they like at a gym or some shit? At the school? Let's get this stuff out of the way. Soon them start moving aside the objects blocking the door. Kyoji actively tries not to think about what happened a moment ago. Those objects were piled up into a small mountain barricading the door. Maybe it's all his taxing leg. Kyoji can't tell what this place was built for. He contemplates asking Akane for her opinion, but a memory of what just happened chokes him up, leaving him unable to speak to her. In the end, he continues working in silence. Once most of the junk is cleared away from the door, Kyoji reaches for the handle. He grabs the handle and pushes hard, feels it move ever so slightly. Concerned, Akane asks him, "Will it open?" I can't tell. Pushes with both arms, mustering every drop of strength he can. Maybe it's a pull door. Then tries pulling, but he doesn't sense any traction or movement like when he was pushing. Doesn't seem so. Let's try pushing it again. Akane positions herself beside him, working together with him to try pushing the door open. I'm not gonna do that. The door lets out a dragging sound as it lightly creaks, but it doesn't move much at all. 1, 2... Akane and Kyoji brace their shoulders against the door, pushing with every bit of force their bodies can manage. The door opens slightly. What is this? Looking through the crack, Kyoji furrows his brow. It looks like there's a bar there. Oh! There's an iron bar laid across the door's opposite side, which prevents it from being opened. Although Kyoji and Akane's pushing has bent the bar enough to allow the door to crack open. Akane, try pushing it. With Akane pushing one side of the double door open, Kyoji tries to move the bar out of the way. He reaches through the small crack between the doors, grabbing the bar and trying to yank it sideways, but it only rattles slightly, refusing to comply. Damn it, open up already! The sound of rattling and metal grinding against metal rings out. The smell of moist soil and fragrance of grass wafts in. You can see the forest, darkened by the night, the clouds of the sky beached by moonlight spill through the trees, dazzling him. If only they could get out of there. Open up, just open up! Kyoji rams the door over and over. Freedom is within arm's reach. He can see it right in front of him. If he can only get through here. Kyoji throws himself against the door again and again, ignoring his building exhaustion. That was so fucking loud. Somebody! Is somebody out there? Look at his voice fades into the trees. Help us, please, anybody! Just as Akane's voice starts to grow ragged from shouting so much, we finally get a response. Somebody in there? Somebody heard us. Kyoji's and Akane's face lights up. That voice's owner approaches the door. Kyoji manages to force slightly open. It's the man, isn't it? It's clear from the person's voice that he's an adult man, but because his back is in the light, Kyoji can't make out his face. The realization that this person's voice is familiar to him crosses Kyoji's mind for a moment, but he's not in a position to particularly care who it might be. We're trapped in here. Please, open the door. Trapped in there, eh? The person on the other side seems to scoff. I'll get her open. Give me a moment. Half an hour or so later. Okay, I think this is a good place to end this. So we're gonna end it at that. Bye bye!